It's time to know what's on the front pages of Nigerian newspapers. And joining us is political technocrat Dr. Dayo Kayode, as well as public affairs analyst Shijibumi Adebi Bennett. Gentlemen, good morning. Thank you for joining us on the breakfast show this morning.
Compliments of the season.
Same to you. Same to you as well.
Compliments of the season.
All right, same to you. Let's head straight to the papers now, and I begin with the business day. 2020 in review, COVID-19 affects interest rates as Forex interest rates top defining moments for real estate in 2020. On the front page of the Nation newspaper now, COVID-19 death toll more than double in 1 month. COVID-19 death toll double in 1 month. On the front page of the Daily Independent, COVID-19 travel rules for UK, South Africa airing airlines risk $3,500 per passenger license revocation. All right, we'll be looking at that story shortly. On the front page of the Daily Sun, now 2023 PDP crisis gets messier. State chapters battle National Working Committee. Party officials accuse leadership of favoritism. To the front page of the Blueprint now, investigation, Nigerian judges was paid in the Commonwealth. Treatment meted to our jurists, shameful, Akinsheye George, son. They are overburdened and can't speak for themselves, Awomolu, son. And their salaries must be worthwhile to avoid temptation, ex-Lagos CJ. Right, let's quickly move now to the front page of the Daily Trust. National Assembly spends billions of naira on constitution review. Lawmakers justify endless exercise. It is needless. Lawyers, CSOs. To the front page of the Business AM now, Zenith Bank, AFC, FTA, Afrexim Bank in talks over currency differences. As Nigeria more security concerns, talks with Zenith also involve trade portal. And to the front page of the Punch newspaper, 20 doctors' death. NMA submits proposal to federal government January 6 prevention training. All right, gentlemen, those are the stories on the front pages of the papers this morning, and we'll be looking at the stories. COVID-19 seems to dominate the papers this morning, and we'll begin with the stories. You would recall that last week, according to the reports we got, about 20 doctors died as a result of complications from COVID-19. And some of the reports are saying that the rates of numbers we are seeing is because of those that are coming from outside the country, especially the UK. And the government is imposing $3,500 fine per passenger now for persons airing airlines and license revocation. I wonder what you make of this development, if that would check the stem of rising cases that we are seeing so far, Dr. Dayo Kayode.
You see, sometimes we wonder why we are not as proactive as some other nations in this our country.
Okay.
UK has been talking about new waves of COVID-19.
A new strain. Yeah.
Even a new type of.
Yeah.
Because we need to break it down for viewers to really understand.
Absolutely.
Do you understand? The same thing happening in South Africa. Now, even the neighbor of UK has shut their borders against UK. But here we are, just like it happened in February. We have also refused to shut down our own borders against aircrafts and people coming down from UK and South Africa. Bearing in mind that we don't have adequate equipment and facility to even treat all these passengers as they are coming into Nigeria. You got to experience what is happening in our international airport. Mm-hmm. To what extent? I think sometimes ago it was giving an example of somebody that traveled in and all that. We have even seen the situation. Look at the situation of even ordinary yellow card. All right? Now, to what extent do you now want to take these new waves of COVID from entering Nigeria, when you have refused to lock up your borders against those countries that are already. United States have locked their borders against the UK. Canada has done the same thing. So many other countries in Europe, the same thing. Why are we like this in this country?
Right. I'm wondering if it's the same thing for Shijibomi Adebi Bennett. Is that the way to go? Shutting the airspace to the UK and perhaps South Africa?
If we look at it within the next 1-2 weeks and the figures keep rising, I pray that doesn't happen. Then that will be inevitable. Very recently, the numbers have been fluctuating. It will go down, then come up again.
But we've seen a steady rise in
yes,
numbers.
but it has been more than the last time. Why I say that was, I've not seen today's figures, but just the day before yesterday was 890 something, 800 and something.
Yes.
So, and before that time, we had 1,000 plus,
Absolutely.
twice.
Yeah.
So if we look at it and it keeps rising like that, that will be inevitable.
Do we have to wait for it to rise? Because contact tracing, there has been also concerns with regards to contact tracing and all of that. Those are the challenges on their own. And if we do not have accurate data, that is another challenge.
And even testing.
I've been an advocate of lockdown for a while, but having put into context the Nigerian nation and our polity, and having considered so many things, we have passed that level. The thing has come in already, so what are you locking down? Then the only thing you can do is do more testing, then make sure that people the tests come out on time, then give people provisions. Which is
the question he asked. Do we have the capacity?
Sorry, even Chijibomi, let us look at what has happened in the past, all right? When we were having the first wave, all right? How many people were they able to test? 1, 2. I could recollect somebody came to this particular platform then to talk about even those people over there that are supposed to be doing this testing free of charge. They were collecting money. And people were not even having money to pay. All right? So to that extent, even when you look at the total number that have been tested so far, when you
in comparison with the population,
have we been able to test up to 0.05% of our population? No. So if we're now saying we are waiting for this thing beyond this, then I wouldn't know where it will lead us to. Bearing in mind again, even along the line, they said all those isolating facilities
were shut at some point.
They were
they are
shut
reopening now.
because the people there were overwhelmed. They couldn't handle the number of cases they have. And meanwhile, you have those yalatas on the road. You have those organizers on the road. You have those agbero there.
Who still do not believe?
Not that they do not believe. They believe. But they got to eat. Right. They got to do their daily work to be able to earn some money to feed. Bear in mind also that the other time when the whole nation was locked down, there was nothing like palliative. Even at the end of the palliative that were giving, some people locked them up in some warehouses. How much more money were locked up in their own banks? If to say we also have access to all those bank accounts, we will have known how much they have locked up in their accounts. So by waiting again, then we are going to be creating more problem for Nigerians.
A crisis?
A lot of crisis. We should lock our borders by now. We should have locked our borders by now against United Kingdom and South Africa, so that we won't increase the incidences of this COVID-19 again.
Right. Shijibomi, you want to react to this?
Okay. I was going somewhere, but you stopped me in my tracks. So what I'm saying is, it's good to talk about all these things, but let's give it perspective, and let's get the solution we can get out of this. So what I'm saying is, we can't lock down now. Dr. Dale just mentioned everybody that will be affected, some of the people that will be affected by the economy if we shut down.
Yeah.
And I'm saying the time for that is over. People have come into the country I expected them to have locked down 3 weeks ago. People have come into the country for festivities, and they brought the stuff in. So the new strain is even in Nigeria. unless we just want to deceive ourselves. Now, having said that, what do we do from now? Reopen the isolation centers. All these stringent measures at the port, at the point of entry, make sure, because our problem is not just about policies, it's about implementation.
Right.
So
That's
make sure
challenge.
those things are well implemented. If you don't know, I perceive what the government is doing. What we're running in Nigeria is what they did in Czech. Is herd immunity. At the end of the day, we're looking at, okay, we manage it and see where it gets us. And for one reason or the other, I don't know, Africa has been blessed, Nigeria has been blessed. It's only South Africa that I think, or the Northern African countries that really got the heat, a bit, not like Europe. So for me, when we're playing football at the younger ages, we say, one for long, surely, that means God is your protector because you don't have a goalkeeper. So that was what we've done up until now. So the only thing we can do, stringent measures, implementation, especially at the point of entry. And people are going out in January. They're going back to their bases. So you don't lock down when people are already inside. So those stringent measures are what we should focus on. Then the isolation center, the treatment centers, make sure, because Lagos State came up with something very laudable, which is they give you the kit, they tell you how to isolate yourself in your house. So you are not afraid of being locked up somewhere that you won't be able to do maybe things you like to do. Stay in your room, stay in your house, isolate from your family members, and do what you can do on your laptop or any other thing, but don't go out and infect people. So these are the things we need to look at. Other states should emulate that, but for the economy, because it's just trying to survive.
Right.
We passed that stage of lockdown. That's my own opinion.
All right.
You see, when you say Lagos State is also trying to give out kits for people to test themselves and then to get themselves isolated.
not to test themselves, just to treat
To
themselves.
treat themselves,
treat themselves.
while on isolation.
Oh, yes.
How many people have they been able, or will they be able, to give this thing to? You see,
Especially
if you
for
are
those
saying-
coming in, I want to believe
You
that's
see,
what you're saying.
If you are
No,
saying,
if you are sick now, if you test positive,
Okay.
when the isolation centers were not open, they give you like a
kit.
home kit.
Yeah.
So the
Where will
drugs
you
are
test?
there.
No,
What
the
will you
test,
do?
the test centers are
The test
open.
centers are open. The test centers are
what,
open.
what I'm still saying is this, all right? Some people had brought in the new
Strain.
strain now, okay? If we don't lock our borders now, many people will still be bringing it. So it is better for us to cope with the level we are now than to be increasing the numbers of people.
It's already
Because
here.
we know,
It's-
we
it's
know
spreading already.
It's already here. We are the one that will give it to anybody COVID that doesn't even have now. It's already here.
But-
That's the reality.
It's a sad reality for a lot of persons because when you look also at the number of doctors that have died, that is those on the front lines who are being infected.
Because the
we
new
have
strain,
lost
I think, has
about
some
20
capabilities
and now
to, override all those other things we've been taking, the ginger,
Like they say
all
when
those
you-
other things. So
It
that's
is
why you
overriding-
can, yes, that's why you can see the fatality and the rate of increase, because this is new, the strain is new. So I think the body immunity is now the saving grace for now. I don't think treatment has really worked with this new strain because this is really spreading.
which poses a lot of danger for a lot of persons and
Yes.
the way it is going, because losing about 36 doctors in
it's
less than
massive.
a year,
Massive.
when you look at the ratio in terms of the population to doctors, something has to be done and done quickly to address this whole
And I
issue.
even think that they say that so there are some companies in Nigeria now that has developed a kind of vaccine that is peculiar
To the new strain.
peculiar to us in Nigeria and Africa.
Right.
You know that even doctors, researchers abroad, even Bill Gates even said it.
Yeah.
That Africa will be devastated with this and that. But unfortunately, research has shown that you cannot even compare the way it was to them
After lunch,
to the way
That's always-
do you understand it?
Right.
Now, the issue now is, so people now sit and look at it. Africa is peculiar. the way we react to it is peculiar. So that means the treatment will also have to be peculiar, different from.
Definitely.
Do you understand?
Of course.
Because here, look at for instance, I've been telling people malaria and yellow fever and all that is to Africa what COVID is to them in America, Europe, and the UK. And the way they treat whoever they find out that is having a strain of malaria or wherever there is different from the way we treat it in Africa. So we also should look for a way that we can treat
homegrown solutions.
Do you understand? Homegrown solutions that will be applicable to us. So I think that is the best way to go. And then especially, I will still say it, our borders should be highly fortified with health workers, port health workers, well trained, that will be able to dictate who is having this strain before coming to Nigeria. And they should ensure that people there will eschew from pecuniary gains.
Yeah.
To be aligned.
That's
Do you
a very
understand?
big challenge.
Should eschew from pecuniary gains.
Implementation.
So that we will be able to a very large extent curtail this upsurge of new COVID-19.
The new strain. Now,
strain of
the
COVID-19.
other issue is taking responsibility, which government has been harping on. And it's seeming to be another difficult or Herculean task, if I may call it that way, Shijibun.
Yes, we have a challenge in Nigeria. There is a big man's problem and there is a small man's problem. So when it's a small man's problem, the big man does not care. When it's the big man's problem, the small man does not care.
So that is what we are seeing happen.
Yes, so most times when you see...
But COVID-19 doesn't know your status.
Sometimes the small man believes he can't have COVID because I've spoken to people, done a bit of research, and they will tell you, it's you guys that are in AC that are vulnerable to COVID-19. Somebody told me, COVID-19 okay, more panebita. That means COVID-19 does not affect the panebita.
Because always facing
eat.
Right.
Yes, eat.
So those are the things. So, you can't blame them. Road accidents have been happening. Nobody does much about it. But anytime you get a plane crash, then everybody runs to do something about it. So, but having said that, what do we do? Where do we go from here? Sensitization should be more. I try as much as possible in my own little space to do that every time. So government sensitizes. What we spend on tests, we can take a good chunk of it, maybe a percentage of it to sensitize. So even give people normal things, kits and all that. Then something to boost their immune system. Like they have associations, all those artisans, when they get it free, that's fine. So this is Christmas, this is New Year's season. What are you going to distribute? Instead of just giving them the rice and all that, give them the kits, that's the face mask, give them all those things that can boost their immune system. So that gives them a kind of sense of belonging.
Absolutely.
That these people are thinking about us. So when we are able to take care of the small man, then the big man doesn't really have a lot of issues.
All right, let's leave the conversation here now. Dr. Dayo Kayode, political technocrat, Shijibumi Adebi Bennett, journalist as well. Thank you so much for your time, or social commentator, sorry. Thank you for your time as well.
About to say, that means you're giving me another certification.
All right. Thank you for your time, gentlemen.